Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is the Fab family. I'm Oluwafemi and here is my wife, Abigail.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this channel we talk about faith, marriage and relationships, and recently we moved to the UK, so for now we're giving content on our relocation, the processes and everything good vibes.
You know, you're still doing me like dream. When you said recently we relocated to the UK, like if they are sharing it, that you deserve to take relocate. So if I can do it,
God works
you
in
like that, you
mysterious
too,
ways.
you can did it too. If I can did it, you can did it. So when we posted the video or when we made the announcement that we relocated, our phones exploded.
Yeah.
Like, Baba, how you doing? Me say, I want Japa, hey, Fab Daddy, what's the process like and all of that? And we couldn't answer everyone, one after the other. So we decided to make a video to help people, I don't know if people's experiences are different though, but for this video, we are sharing it exactly how we did ours. And in starting, I think I should say that not everybody will need an agent. See, from the beginning to the end, we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
Everything.
You don't actually need. Okay, before that, let's talk. We are on the student route.
Yes.
The student visa.
Yeah.
So you don't actually need an agent for this. You can do it yourself. It's straightforward. It's easy. It just requires a lot of capital.
Yeah.
It's money. So,
Yes.
but it's quite straightforward actually.
And it's very achievable. So
yeah.
Don't fret. By saying it is achievable, when we started the process, we had, do you remember the amount we had?
30 something.
We had 30K in our account.
Yeah.
It's not as if somebody was owing us money. That was all we had at the time. 30,000 Nigerian naira. So it's very, very achievable. Don't be fearful. Don't be afraid. So let's go.
Okay, so like you said, we want to take it step by step so you understand. Shout out to those that have come before us, those that explain these processes to us. There are a lot of content out there on this, but for our own subscribers who want to hear from our mouth, we are doing this video. Okay. So I'll be looking at my phone because before I mix it up, the first thing we did was to get our certificates in order, because you'll be needing a lot of your certificates. Example, you need your BSc results, your BSc certificates rather, you need your transcript. So now you can put this under documents. The documents you'll be needing, you need your BSc certificates, your transcripts, WAEC results, and even the WAEC scratch card. Some schools request for WAEC scratch card. What else do they need?
A letter of reference.
Reference letter. You can get reference letter from your professors in schools, your lecturers, or your workplace. And you can get either of the two or both, whatever works for you.
Yeah, some schools specify academic reference or work reference, and some don't specify, so you can use either academic reference or work reference.
So I think.
But preferably, is it preferably? Just get the reference letters. If possible, get academic and work reference.
Some schools you can even get your employment letter. Yes. They don't need your pay slip, or some people, I don't know. So just get your documents. Another thing you'll be needing, very important, is your international passport.
Very, very important.
You need your international passport. I think one of the things that delayed, I won't say delayed us. We didn't start January. Specifically we said in February, because I had a delay, immigration in Nigeria now. I had a delay in visa, my passport coming out, so it took longer than we expected. So if you have your passport now, great. If not, you need to go and sort that out as soon as possible. That's if you want to start this process. Okay. So,
also very important, marriage certificates, affidavits, all of that.
But that's not really important. I know people that married couple that have gone and they didn't need to present that.
I know married couple the wife was, I think it was the wife that wanted to study, and because there were different names, maybe a different name on your certificate, your maiden name, your husband's name on another certificate, they will need affidavit to confirm that it is the same person. Some schools request for it, so it is better.
So
most
if to be on the
safer
safer
side,
just get your marriage certificate. If you have different names on your passport and
marriage
your
certificate
documents,
and affidavit. Yes.
So that's what I was trying to say now.
Oh.
If you have different name on your passport and your school documents, you need an affidavit.
Oh no.
And this publication, newspaper publication, to cover that. So that's that on documents.
Yeah.
Did you cover it?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
On to the next.
So the next step now is getting sending your applications to school and getting an offer. I will even say this is like the easiest. Is it easy?
It's not easy. You've forgotten the sleepless nights writing SOP.
Okay, I mean, I even had time because at that point I already knew the plan, and I was having some issues at work. I was pregnant. I stopped work. I stopped work around February, so I had time to apply. We applied to we were just applying. We applied to like 10 schools.
10
Melo.
We got 11 admissions. So we applied to over 20 schools. At the point we lost count because we were just applying.
But some schools we even say, well, so we were just applying. You need to apply. I don't know. You can Google it. There are so many schools. There's no town, no city in this UK that you will not see school.
The UK consists of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And every city or every county, is it county they call it? In every state,
this region, in those 4 regions,
some states have 2-3 schools. So you find a lot of schools.
There are a lot of schools. Just make your research. Go online, check for schools, and then let's talk about if you want to apply to schools. Don't look for schools that are too expensive.
Yes, except you really have money.
If you have money, or you have a dream school that you want to go. There are schools with cheaper, affordable tuition. Go for those schools, and then depends on the region you want to go. Like I said, there are different regions, just check for schools around your region. Now when you get to the school, you can be like us. We had a list of the schools, and then we were ticking them as we were applying. We're ticking them. The first thing you get is a conditional offer. You can get unconditional offer straightforward, but in most cases you get a conditional offer. And conditional offer means you have a condition to fulfill before you are given the actual unconditional offer. So when you get a conditional offer, they'll tell you the conditions. They may need your WAEC results, something. If something is not clear, they will let you know, right?
Yes.
So when you get when you send your conditional offer, in few weeks or months, you get your unconditional offer, and that's like the school telling you that, okay, we have given you an offer. Then we now go to the king of this process, paying your school fee.
School fees deposit. Yes. Then I think I should mention before we go to school fee deposit, that for quite a lot of schools, your documents mustn't be complete before you start looking for admission. Very, very important, because it affected us. See, I think for the whole of January we were trying to complete all the documents,
waiting for passports.
We went to get our transcript, our certificate, waiting for passports. We did not know that even without having the complete document, you can start applying to schools. So we wasted time. In fact, the school we really wanted to go to, University of All, we couldn't meet up, because by the time we now applied, they said they closed. I think the previous month. They
already closed for the course.
They were already closed for the course, and at the time we were just waiting to complete documents. So if you have maybe 1, 2, or 3 documents and you're waiting for more, you can start applying while you gather the rest. One reason why you need to act fast is, imagine the issue that happened with ASU. See, the day we got our transcript,
Fast.
3 days later, ASU went on strike.
Yes, and they are still on strike.
And they're still on strike. That is after 5 months, I think. After 5 months, they are still on strike. So imagine that we delayed in getting that transcript. We wouldn't have, maybe we would have gotten it, but it would have been difficult.
Yeah.
I know some people that can't get their transcript because ASU is on strike. At the point, ASU, NASU, every SU were on SANU, everything were everybody on strike. So there's no way you can get anything from school. So you need to get it as fast as possible.
While you're going through the application process, there are some parts that they highlight and say it is important.
Yes.
So if you have the documents, put it. But if you don't have, you will not be able to go for. Well, like for all now, they didn't even require passport for me to apply. I was just waiting and wasting time, and it was really painful. Really? So don't be like us. Learn from our mistakes. If you have anything you have, just keep applying. Yes. You will get offers,
Yeah, also, it is not restricted to whether you have good grades in school.
Yeah.
There are some schools that accept third class. There are some schools that accept HND. So it is not just for class 2-1 and all
you
of
just
that.
Make your research. Everything is online, on Google, on Telegram. Schools that accept HND, schools that accept all that.
There are some questions that you will still ask maybe after this video. The answers are online. Just Google search. Everything you need is online.
Okay. All right. So the next step, we've talked about documents and talked about applying to schools, getting your conditional or unconditional offer. It is until you have your unconditional offer you are advised to pay your deposit. There's always a deposit, okay? Yes. You don't necessarily have to pay all your fees. If you have it, you can pay, but if not, the schools usually have a deposit, some 3,000, 2,000, 5,000,
6,000.
It varies, okay? So I remember something I've forgotten again. I want to say that some schools, the part of the condition will be to pay that deposit.
Yes.
So true. It's until you pay your deposit you get the unconditional offer. True. Okay. So, but if your school doesn't require that, then you need to pay after you get your unconditional offer. Paying a deposit now, is money. So depends on your school. You use Form A. That's another hurdle to cross.
That's a full video on its own.
It's a full video using Form A. Pay your school fees through Form A. Form A is like, how do I explain?
I don't even know. Form A is a platform for international students. I'm particular about Nigeria, for international students in Nigeria to pay their tuition fees to schools abroad using the bank rate. There's bank rate and there's black market rate.
But it's not only for schools now. It's for PTA.
In this case, since we are talking about school fee deposits, anything that involves international from Nigeria to another country, school fees.
Can use it to pay fees.
Yes. Yeah. So this one is Form A, at bank rate. Yeah. So you won't have to spend so much on black market. That's Form A.
That's just the summary. If you want to know more, you can.
Maybe we'll make a separate video. You can make a research online. It's very easy to find.
Yeah. Okay, so when you pay your deposit, you get a receipt from school.
Yes.
And then you wait for cash. Now there are two
scenarios.
Two scenarios
or
situations. There's something called POF. That's your proof of funds. Yes. While you are waiting for offers, you need to start building your proof of funds. Proof of funds is like your maintenance fee, the balance of your school fee, and then your maintenance fee. Now there are values to this thing. We'll make another video, a separate video on that.
I think just to summarize that for explanation's sake, proof of fund is like a standard on its own. If your school fees is 10,000 pounds, and your school fees deposit is 2,000 pounds, it means you have a balance of 8,000 pounds to pay for your school fees. Now, then the UKVI expects that you should have maintenance funds, like money that you use to maintain yourself for feeding, accommodation for 9 months, in case you don't have a job or you don't get a job or you don't want to work. So you calculate that maintenance funds per month for 9 months, then you add it to your school fee and tuition fee balance. Then once you add everything up, that is what you are to have as your proof of fund. Yeah, so you need to start building that. That's just a summary of proof of fund.
Yeah. So there are different values for London.
Yes, and London and outside London.
Outside.
depending on
longer.
where you're going to.
Okay, so now some schools requires that you submit the statement of your proof of funds before you are issued CAS. CAS is certificate of acceptance.
So you're calling a good confirmation
of acceptance
of studies. Hey, Jesus. See, now she wants to do. Hey, Jesus
confirmation of acceptance of studies.
That's CAS.
CAS is CAS.
Hey, now me for study.
Yeah. Okay, so CAS is what he said. Some school requires that you submit your bank statements to get CAS. Now that CAS is like an invitation letter that Mabo, you can come over to the UK now. But some schools do not require that to get your CAS. Some schools, once you pay your deposits, they issue the CAS. All right. I hope it's not too much. If you have any question, you can put it down in the comment section. We'll attend to your questions. Okay, so when you get your CAS, now you are good to go. You have passed. You are now a
like
boss.
60-70% done.
I think. When we got our CAS, we were more excited. In fact, that day.
I was carrying our second child then. I almost threw out part of excitement.
When I got the mail that you've been issued CAS, we were over
we were running up and down.
We celebrated. Visa, we didn't even celebrate visa because that CAS, it means at least you are 60%, 70% done with the process.
Yeah.
Oh, tuberculosis test.
Oh yes, that's part of the requirement for visa.
Yeah, okay. So now when you get your CAS, either depends on the school, whether you build your POF or before or after rather. Okay, shall get your CAS. Then for visa, you will need to undergo a test, tuberculosis test, TB test. Okay, so that reminds me, when I first heard of the TB test, when we're new to this process and we're talking about like TB, we will do it at FMC now, because when I heard the price 57,800 for TB test
per person, one adult 57,800
for the children, one child 23,100. I was like, Kilo, they will do it at FMC. It was later I was told that you can only do it in Lagos and Abuja.
Yes, two centers
in Nigeria. Either you do it in Lagos at Ikeja or Abuja. And I was like, hey. So you need your tuberculosis test. That's like a requirement to get your visa. Now, after doing the test, you get your certificate almost same day, or you come back a day after. Then after that, you go to the father of all, applying for your visa. You can see it's just straightforward. The steps are just like your documents, applying to schools
for admission, pay your deposit,
getting offers, pay your deposits, do your TB test, apply for visa. So it's like 6 processes, 6 steps, but it's just that you go sweat.
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's finish the processes. So apply for visa.
Okay, so you apply for visa on, what's the site? www.gov.uk. Abi?
What do you apply for visa?
You will have to apply.
And it's like,
TLS!
Hey, Jesus Christ. Now that you gave here. Yeah. You see, so one way or another, you get the link.
You get the link.
Visa. You just Google search, you see the
Wait, let me even confirm. You get
the link to apply for visa. So before you apply for visa, ensure that your POF is at least 28 days in your account. It is a standard requirement from UKVI. The proof of fund in your account. The POF for one person will be different from POF for 2 people, for 3 people. If it's a family of 5, means you have a very, very big POF. So if you know that you cannot get that kind of money at once, make sure you start building it early enough. You get? So your POF must be at least 28 days in your account before you apply for visa. So at the point of applying for visa, you print out your bank statement. It's also a requirement, the CAS, the TB test, and your document, your marriage certificate. If you are married, for a woman, your change of name, affidavit. There's a list of requirements that you have to submit for your visa application. So you don't get, so there are no issues. It can be very, very straightforward. So there are no issues. This is the stage where a lot of people feel that they need agents. That this agent, maybe your UKVI will recognize this agent. If I use this agent, he has success rates. There's nothing like that. UKVI do not recognize any agent.
I think it's even the schools that recognize agents.
That this one is our customer, will give them.
But you can
there's
do
nothing like that too.
Application for visa, though it's kind of lengthy,
yes,
but when you settle down, do it when you are calm.
Yes. And don't rush.
Don't rush. Take it step. But if you don't know anything, just pause and ask.
You can get counsel. You can get advice from you can get someone to guide you. And there's also a disadvantage to using agents. I've seen a lot of people complain. You see, there are issues. They can refuse you visa. The worst thing that can happen to you, can get 10 years ban.
10 years.
Because some agents who can be very cunning. I'm not trying to dismiss agents. There are very good agents out there, especially for people who have to go to work, who have children, family to attend to. They don't have time. Of course, you can use agents. I'm saying you don't have to use agents. Agents are fine. You can do it yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you apply for visa. You pay for, how much is visa?
I don't know. I can't even remember. But the fees there should be around. You're paying for visa and IHS.
I think 470 something when we paid.
Is that visa or IHS?
Yeah,
visa.
Okay,
470 something.
And IHS was 789.
Around 700 or 800.
Yes.
Dollars.
We'll put the values. Yeah.
Yes. So you're able to get them. But I think it still differs from person to person and from course to course.
Course to course. Yes.
If you are doing a 1 year course, your fee, your IHS fee, most importantly, will be different from someone who is doing a 2-year course. IHS is Immigration Health Surcharge. It is generally said that in the UK, is it medication? I don't want to say medication. Healthcare is free. So because you are migrating from one country to the UK, you have to pay a surcharge. It's just like a reduced price for the free healthcare. So some people will say it's not actually free, but it's still free. You're just paying at a discounted rate to enjoy that free healthcare. That's IHS. So IHS is compulsory for everybody, except you are coming on a work visa and it's a
healthcare visa.
Healthcare, yes. If you are coming on a healthcare visa, then you don't have to pay for IHS.
But for study visa, you need to pay IHS. So you pay IHS when you are applying for visa.
Yes.
Okay. So you pay IHS and then visa, and then you wait. That's the waiting period. No, before that, after paying and applying, you pick a date. You book a date for your appointment, biometric appointment. That's when you go to the visa office. They take your photograph. You do your, short
fingerprints. For some people, upload your documents.
Yeah, uploading your documents and all that. Okay, and then you wait until your visa comes out. For us, it took we got a decision after 2 weeks.
Yes,
we got a decision after 2 weeks. Then we waited another 2 weeks for the visa itself to come out, right?
No, everything was 3 weeks. Yes, it was 15 working days. The thing is, it takes 3 weeks. That 3 weeks is 15 working days. Working days, that means excluding weekends and public holidays. For ours, we had 2 working days that became public holidays. So it felt longer. That was Monday and Tuesday. But if you count it by working days, it was exactly 15 working days. We got our visa. Now, you watching this, we don't know if this time will be applicable to you, because before we applied, I think the time was 6 weeks. Was it 5 weeks or 6 weeks?
I think
because of the Ukraine-Russia problem, they extended the time. Shortly before we applied, it was reduced back to 3 weeks. We don't know if it will still be 3 weeks when you will be applying, or the time will be different. But you can also get that information on the UK government website.
UKVI website.
Yes.
So there we have priority also. But for now, they are not. I don't know. By the time this video
there are even some rumors that priority and super priority are out.
Yeah.
Even for student visas, not just visiting. Now, priority and super priority is normally that the normal visa application takes, the standard takes 15 working days. For priority, you can get your decision in 1 week. That is 5 working days. You can get your
visa in 5 working days.
Your visa in 5 working days. And for super priority, you can get it in 24 hours. That's just 1 day. But you have to pay more.
You pay more. It's quite expensive.
Yes. It's like saying for priority, you pay about, I think, £200 plus.
Yeah.
For super priority, you pay about £800 or £900 plus. That's apart from paying the standard fee, you now pay priority. So if you want to do super priority, you pay the standard, you pay the priority, then you pay the super priority.
Sure.
So if you have the money, you get your decision in 24 hours. You get your visa in 24 hours.
Okay, so when you get your visa, you're happy.
Once you get your visa, go to Oshodi and enter bus. UK, straight. You see bus now. If you get to Jibo, anywhere you are going to, you get bus there. You want me.
So you book your flight and then don't book Ravi, you fly down.
Book your flight, yes.
Book your flight and then you're welcome to the UK. Yes. So that's like all about the process. I think we'll do another video to mention the specific amounts. I know people want to know how much did you pay for this, how much did you pay for this.
People might not want to know, but if you want to know, drop it in the comment section. Once we know there are people who really want to know, because we're not trying to bore you with long stories, so we're trying to summarize everything.
And there are lots of content on this on YouTube, so you can check. So is that all? That's
not all. Now that we have summarized everything, it is very, very, see, it will be wicked of us not to let you know that it can be very, very stressful. Very, very stressful.
And funds. But for people that have the money already, I don't think it's a problem. Like,
it's not a problem.
Much is school fees? I know someone that paid all our school fees. Yes. I mean,
while we were struggling to pay school fees deposit, some people paid everything. Yeah, take your money and let me rest.
Let me rest. Okay, so this you have to pay a lot, starting from, we didn't even have passports. I did not have passport. The children didn't have passport. It was only my husband that has passports. So we had to pay for passports, and it's not I don't want to say the amount we paid.
See, you know how Nigeria
huge,
is.
like
we are not even trying to cover
double or triple of the actual amount.
If you want to go to the normal route, you can get delayed for months. Even for some people 6 months to get passport.
Yes, to get your own passport, your own country's passport.
So imagine that all our process took 6 months. And we are not doing passport that will take 6 months. It means we are not going anywhere.
We are not even serious. So we have to do fast track.
So
we fast track it with money. Fast track it for the 3, for me and the 2 children. We got our passport. Another place you spend money, your school fees depends on your school. £3,000 is like 1.7, Abby.
That is bank rate.
Bank rate, yes, you pay in bank rate.
Yes.
1.7. Some schools will ask you to pay £2,000.
Some people £5,000.
Some people £5,000. And even at a point, there were some schools that were requiring that on enrollment, you need to have paid 50%
of your entire school fees.
You pay, let's say, £3,000 to get your offer. And then when you get to the school, before you even start classes, while you're enrolling, you should have paid half of your school fees. If your school fees is 11,000 now, for example, you have paid 3,000 before. Half of 11,000 is 5,500. So while you are getting to the UK, you need to come along with your remaining 2,500.
Yes.
2,500. It's not 7,500 naira. Pounds sterling.
See, even your universities in Nigeria, you spend money because getting all these certificate transcripts, you pay.
And we have to be doing some bribery and corruption.
You know those things. You
bribery and corruption.
Something that you're just supposed to get for free or a minimal cost. They'll just,
even to get the do you know how much you pay to get our
it will discourage you that see, I'm not even doing it. I'm not going anywhere.
There was a different amount online.
Let me tell you guys, we paid twice. There was a different amount online. When we got to school, we paid almost double the price.
Yeah.
But there were some issues. We had to go back some weeks later. We now still paid the whole money again for 2 people. So that's like double the money. They will stress you. That's why I'm saying that you should start these things on time.
Then put your finances in place.
I also want to mention, I'm sorry this video is taking long so that we won't have quite a lot of questions. Yeah. So for this, we're making this video August 2022. And we're already hearing, I don't know if it's rumor or gist, that by the end of this year, there will be no more Form A. That means it will be difficult or impossible to pay your tuition fees abroad using Form A. That means you have to do using the bank rates. That means you have to do black market. Now the alternative is that you get someone already abroad that can pay for you. That means you have to send money to the person at black market rates.
It's still the same thing.
It's the same thing. As for me?
No, I mean, if you don't use for me, you use black market.
Yes,
if
you use black
market. To the person too is
black market rates. So if the rumor is true and there's no more Form A, it means you are preparing for big problem. Because as at the time of making this video, £1 is like 800 naira. So if you are paying £2,000, £3,000, multiply it by 800. Official bank rate is like 540, 550. So you can see the difference. So prepare.
So for a family of 4, let's estimate about 4 million.
Yeah, between 3.5 4 million.
3.5 4 million for visa and IHS alone.
As at this time, by the time you are ready, it would have gone to maybe 1,000 to £1.
Okay, and then I think that's all. Flights, pay for your flights, and come over.
And you land in the UK. But actually, there are still some things you have to prepare for before traveling. But this video is long enough to just make that in a separate video.
So thank you for watching. If you have any questions,
feel free.
Ask away. You can put your questions in the comment section, and we are going to try to help answer the questions. And also in the description box, maybe you want to have like a conversation, question upon question. As we answer, you ask more questions. We'll drop our Instagram handles. You can send us DMs. We will always be available to respond to them. Maybe not immediately. So don't say because I'm asking now. It's not an entitlement too. But we'll try as much as possible to answer on time. All right. Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. We love you.
Please share this video to as many as possible.
Yes,
don't confine, don't restrict this information to just yourself. Will help a lot of people. So share this video and so people can get to watch.
See you next video.
Thank you so much. We'll see you some other time.
Bye.
You know how we do it. It will be.